Welcome, in front of me is a Motorola Moto G53 and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna start off by opening up settings and navigating to gestures where we'll find two different things. So number one, we have the sidebar, and you can enable a Samsung-like sidebar in your device right here. So it adds this little thing on the side, which you can probably barely see. You can pull that out and it gives you a couple applications. Obviously you can edit what the apps are here by tapping on the gear icon and adding more if you want to. And also if you open up some kind of apps in here, it opens them up in this pop-up view. Now you can minimize it if you want to into an app head. You can extend the view, but if you just get a little bit too close to the edge, it does go full screen unfortunately, so it might be a little bit annoying. You can also do this by tapping on the icon right here and selecting either split or freeform, I think it was called. There we go. So you can see the same kind of thing. Now, moving on to the other option that was also under gestures was the system navigation. As you can see, we have the 3-button navigation and the gesture navigation. I do personally prefer gesture navigation, so that's what I'm going to switch to. Now, in here, we also have additional options. So we can tap right here. And one of the neat options here is the hide or hiding this bar from the bottom, which is, for me, really nice. It just makes it look, the device look a little bit cleaner, which is something that I prefer. And it's actually implemented correctly, unlike Samsung's way, so it doesn't cause any kind of problems. Now, moving on to the next option, it's going to be in the display section. So right over here. And we have the dark mode. So obviously you've probably seen that throughout the setup if you did it. We had dark and light mode there, but you can also in here navigate to, well, by tapping on a text to additional settings, and you have option for schedule. You have it to custom time or from sunset to sunrise. And if you enable one of those, you basically can set it up so during the daytime you can actually see the display because it's going to be in the light mode. And during the nighttime, you can set up so you're not getting flashbanged by your device anymore. So both great options, and the phone will automatically be switching between both of them at a provided time. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the colors right here. Now this probably won't be for many people, but if some of you find it that the display is a little bit too colorful, which sometimes might be the case, you can select it to be neutral. And this will make it look a little bit more toned down and realistic. I'm personally a fan of neutral colors, so that's why I'm kind of bringing this up. But obviously if you like the saturated colors here, then that's great, keep on using it. Moving on to the next option, that's going to be the full screen apps, or just full screen as it's called right here. And Motorola actually adds this nice little animation right here to kind of show you how this affects it. But it's not necessarily super representative of what it actually does. So let me explain this a little bit. I'm gonna try to explain this to the best of my ability, but part of this animation is correct. Basically what this option allows you to do is utilize your full display. Some apps will try to use the camera or the status bar to kind of like block off your camera, and you will have either black or grayish just status bar with nothing in it. It's there only to remove the camera or to keep some kind of specific aspect ratio in mind of the device. So for instance, like 16:9, so you would have black bars, but if you force it into while using this toggle, it will then be literally forced into full screen, completely removing the status bar from the top. And in this case, you will have your cutout from your camera visible in your content, obviously. But I would consider this to be a great trade-off, considering you will have a little bit more of your display to deal with. I have used this option for GeForce Now, not on this device, but on other ones, where for some reason GeForce Now did it on a full screen and it was creating a black bar or black grayish bar on the side. It was all the way at the bottom right here, like showing it, but not at the top. And enabling the full screen mode basically allowed the app to utilize the full spectrum of the display right here, the aspect ratio of it. Like I said, I had a cutout of the camera on my content, but I still had a little bit more content visible, which was better for me. So there we go. Now moving on to the next option, it's the refresh rate right here. So display refresh rate. Again, this one will be for just a limited amount of people. So by default, it's set to auto. The reason why it's going to be limited to a small amount is because auto will work best for majority of you. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because there are people that want to prioritize battery life. So if you are the type of person that just wants to have the best battery life on your device, then enable the 60. This will only affect the battery life with a screen on time. The standby time, if you're not using the device, will still stay the same. So this lowers down the refresh rate of your display, and because the processor won't need to work as hard to push as many frames per second, because this would basically double the frame rate, it will save power because of it. So like I mentioned, this only affects screen on time. So if you tend to use your device for extended periods of time, this will help you. But if you're just gonna pick up the device, look at it, one message, and then unlock it and never use it for next a day or two, then this will basically not affect you in almost any kind of way, or any meaningful way. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the attentive display. So sticking again with the display section, we have it somewhere in here. There we go, attentive display. And when you enable this, you just kind of lift up the camera because it needs to look at me. Come on, there we go. So as you can see, it just added my face, although there was no face scanning or anything like that. It just tries to look at your face to define how you look like, so it knows what to look for with the camera. So what happens now is, with the attentive display, as long as you're looking at the device will be using camera to basically look at you. As long as it detects that you're looking at the phone, it will not lock the screen, so it will be permanently lit up. Now the moment you, I don't know, put the phone down, it will start down the countdown for the screen timeout, at which point, once it reaches it, obviously it will lock it. And because of this option, you can also select your screen timeout to be super low, seconds for instance. So when you put down the phone, it will automatically go into the countdown of 5 seconds for instance, and then lock the display. But like I said, as long as you're looking at it, it will not lock it because it detects that you are actually using the device, which is pretty nice. Now, moving on to another option, it's going to be the flashlight. So this is probably going to be primarily option for people that find it a little bit annoying. I am presuming, I haven't encountered this, I haven't used this device for extended periods of time, so I am unaware, but judging by how you enable the flashlight, which is by doing this, there might be cases where you enable the flashlight just by mistake and unwillingly. So for instance, you have your phone in your shorts, you go for a run, and it starts banging up in your pants, and it enables the flashlight. Obviously you take it out, you have your flashlight on, it's wasting battery, and obviously that's not good for anything. So if you want to disable this, which is completely understandable because the execution here isn't necessarily the best, you can navigate to where was it? System, and never mind, we don't have gestures in here. So I guess it's going to be under gestures. Oh, yep, there it is. So it's flashlight right here, and as you can see, it just shows you to basically do a chop with your phone. But as you've seen, it just requires you to kind of do this, and it works. So yeah, you can wank your device to enable flashlight, and that's just kind of weird. And also, like I said, it might turn on just when you don't actually want it, which is quite annoying. Now, last thing that I wanted to show is the power button, or actually getting back the power button, because Motorola decided to implement the Google Assistant by default under the button, which for me, I absolutely hate it. I never use Google Assistant at all. So for me, it's just a annoyance. So if you want to turn it off, simply navigate to I believe this should be also under system, but something tells me it's going to be under gestures. Yep, there we go. So it's also under gestures. So press and hold power button and simply turn it off. And this will disable the Google Assistant on the power button. So now when you hold your power button, it just brings up the boot menu, which is pretty nice. I personally use boot menu infinitely more over the Google Assistant because I don't use Google Assistant at all. So yeah, for me, this is a nice change. So anyway, with this being said, this would conclude all the tweaks and the tricks that I want to show you. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.